Hello, it is Lasha from High Voltage. Yes, I have my marijuana, and Sophie is with me, but I have to keep her tied up because in 2020, everything was locked down, and I lived at this home. So, for those of you that checked out L&L Soul Sisters the week that I was off this channel, you'll see the place that I lived was so different. And the irony is, April 1st of 2023, we moved out of this unit. We moved over to Concord, 16 Concord, and there was a shooting on, it was the day before my father's birthday, so it was November the 27th of 2023, somebody was shot. There was no news of it in the Hamilton paper or anything like that. And this is a really small town where things don't really happen, but apparently I keep my ear to the ground. I know a lot of people that if my husband knew that I associated with would disown me, because he just thinks differently than I do. People always say, never give out trust until it's earned. Well, I will not accept the fact that you can't trust somebody until they hurt you. Let's just say in 2020, it was lockdown. And I was in this neighborhood, and there was this friend, and we were friends for about a year. And he brought me back to life because of being in that wheelchair and everything. And he never let me talk about it. He was always encouraging, forever kind. And, you know, even though friendships don't last forever, when I look back on that year of 2020, there is not a negative word that I can say. The only negative thing that happened was I lost a friendship. However, it was a favor. When you look back on things, and anyways, my point in coming out here today is anybody who knows me knows that I talk about random things. I suffer from a little bit of depression based on what happened 7 years ago. I talked about it on my live this morning, and I am uploading both phones to remain L&L Soul Sisters and maintain high voltage. Do you know why? When I do the dances with the number of subscribers, I can't even believe that 8,000 people would turn in. And I don't know all of the 8,000 people's names, but I do know the people that comment. And that's why I keep saying I don't like looking at people who choose to subscribe to this channel as fans or anything of that nature. To me, it's just like, I absolutely love, I like people's channels, and I'm a commoner. I used to have it all financially, financial freedom. But what I learned from this accident is it really is the small things in life that matter. And some of my best stuff is actually my shorts, because they're all impromptu, and I have fun taking pictures and putting up the green screen. But I wanted to tell you this. Somebody was asking me about, I did a video about Lady Colin Campbell, and in looking back at it, I didn't put forward my best self. Now, I'm 52 years old. I can recognize these things. I couldn't figure out what hair triggered me the way she was hair triggered. However, and I want to thank P. Dinah, everything she does is royal, and she's been speaking out against Meghan Markle. I don't know when she started her channel, but she's been on for a long time. I remember watching her back in 2017 or 15, I think, because that was when I was first introduced to YouTube. But I want to thank P. Dinah for this, in putting into perspective who Lady Colin Campbell is. Because somebody one day will write a biography of her life and her legacy. And the reason I bring this up is because I was watching The Royal Mess, and Lady Colin Campbell was talking about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, and that she had proof of surrogates, and this and that, and this and that, and there's many theories on the internet. I have an opinion. I'm not sharing it right now, and I'm not criticizing Lady C, and this should not ever be anything interrupted by YouTube, because I learned from that strike why they do that to people. And you know what I did? It was my fault. I put up a video about Andrew Tate, and I forgot to hit not for children. Like, duh. I deserved that. Taught me a lesson. So Lady C, I'm not criticizing you. If you go up onto the video, under videos on high voltage, one video, I never get videos that are over, 400 views ever. And that, to me, that 400 people actually take the time, it blows me away. To me, that's a lot of people. I don't know anybody. I live in Bum Beamsville. And I don't mean it like that. I just mean it's bum to bum, like ear to ear. Everybody knows what's going on with everybody. In fact, I had somebody use my phone, download his Instagram, and I kept thinking, why is he coming up on my Instagram? Well, it's because he put it on my phone and wanted to buy it for $100, and no, I'll never sell this phone, because L&L Soul Sisters is here, high voltage is there, and we're both at, L&L is at 8 minutes and 7 seconds, 8 minutes and 8 seconds, so it's a second behind. Sophie, you want to say hi? I'll show you my bobbins, and then I'm going to tell you about Lady Colin Campbell and why I had a hair trigger reaction to my hair trigger reaction. And it's about leadership, management, intelligence, and why I want to thank P. Dinah. I watched the interview that P. Dinah did with Lady Colin Campbell. Somebody wrote to me, you can't even write her name correctly. No, you don't even, no, this is what they wrote. You don't even spell her name right. And that's better grammar than mistaking one L for two L's. So when I get the insults, just so y'all know, I pin them up, and it actually gives me good comedic relief. Like when somebody said that I speak too slowly, I did a little short, and I posted what I was trying to talk about Andrew Gold, George the Giant Slayer, and I had the screenshot was of the two channels that I said, go there if you want to find some really good information about family, about royals, and all of that. And this guy said, you speak slowly. So I started off the video and I said, somebody told me, I said, oh, do I have to hold this again? See, and I didn't script this, I just remember. So look at my transcripts and tell me if I got it right. Because somebody told me that I speak too slowly. And then I just speeded it up and I started talking like this. And I was talking away about trying to understand. I was talking away about the end goal and the psychology of the things. Like, how fast do you want me to talk? Does anybody have an attention span that's under 52 that can listen and just accept the birds and the bees and the flowers and the trees instead of worrying about an effing green screen and photoshopping? Oh my God. Sarah's right. I should get a light because the one feature that I have, well, I'll be honest with you. I'm 52 and I think based on what happened, I got legs. I know how to use them. And I do have pretty blue eyes. Well, not today. Hang on a second. Wait a minute. Okay, it's each a second aside. So they're blue, and with a light, it makes them look extra blue. Which reminds me, I have to call the dentist today. Okay, ready? Okay. So this is what I wanted to say about Lady CC. Oh, and by the way, I bought this by accident. Zero sugar? No. Sugar da 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 da. Ah, honey, honey, do 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 do. Sophie, come here, sweetheart. Sophie is not respecting me lately, and I don't know why. Watch this. You know how well behaved she is? I had to go to the vet today and get her hypoallergenic food because her feet are acting up again, but they're still clear. But she sits right in the pollen, and she's allergic to all of this beauty. Come here, Bobbins. Come here. Come to the love. Come to the love. Hey, what's the matter? Sit down. Oh, sweetheart. You want to say hello? Look, say hello. Look. You know what it is? I think she's not feeling well, and also prednisone steroids make people aggressive. Imagine what they do to dogs. Thank goodness Sophie is such a good girl that she would never bite anybody. In fact, you know what she does to people if they're dangerous? You want to go inside, sweetheart? There she goes. I just want to sit with Mommy. You want to sit with Mommy? I guess that's a no. Oh, there she goes. She's not quite sure what to do. She's sitting inside. Honest to God. Look what she did. Sidai tut. Sofiana. Sidai tut. Sophie, sit. Sit? She's not listening. Honey, what's the matter? You know what? There's dogs in this neighborhood, and they all want to interact with each other. And I am so friendly with Sophie and very, very careful because my grandfather was a veterinarian. True story. And we used to have a cottage when I was a little child. I had a very, very nice childhood on my mom's side of the family. But divorces do mess you up. Anyway, Sophie, I'm just gonna, here, sweetheart. I'll be back in a minute to talk about the hair trigger reaction to Lady CC was my fault. One sec. Okay. The hair trigger reaction that I had on Lady CC was because of a YouTuber that I absolutely adore. And she's young, and I'm 52, but I have learned things from her because I don't think age really has a lot to do with anything. Now, that's what younger people tell me. However, people always tell me to let my leg thing go. How could you let it go? Sarah, I know you understand. I know Trevor and Sauce they kind of understand. I know you guys do understand, but that's not why you watch me. And you always say, stop worrying about your content and just be you. So that's what I'm doing. So, I had a hair trigger reaction because I was trying to defend what I believe to be true based on what she thought was true, because she has such a strong sense of self. And when you have a strong sense of self, you can't be swayed. Now, because I went through that year in the wheelchair with my legs straight out, you know, people look at me now and probably think, well, what are you complaining about? I'm not complaining. What do I complain about? I complain about the fact that a surgeon got away with something that he shouldn't have, and the very system that is supposed to protect Canadians did not. And I'll leave it at that, and you can do your own research, because I'm not getting a strike again. If we have to talk in coded language that everybody understands, then so be it. Okay? CANONT, Barrie, Ontario, RVH, MK, year in a wheelchair, surgeon, zip. That's called breaking an oath. Falsifying information is called fraud. And nobody gave a cahoots about me, because I was just some white woman with not a lot of money. And now it's like, I'm happy to have a bed. I'm happy to have a roof over my head. And I used to be able to afford a massage every day, thanks to Jenny Craig. But what I realized, I was just being a money, you know what. And that's my greed. That was my deadly sin. Maybe it did cost our marriage, even though we're not legally divorced or legally separated. But that thing that I did yesterday, Long Tom and the Dusty Danglers, my husband is playing bass on that, and on the album he sings this song called How Can I Miss You If You Won't Go Away? Anyways, he talks about a lot of famous people he met too, like Shania Twain in Huntsville, and the Rod Stewart band that he was in, which that guy, what the heck was his name? Dave Batten. He was from Hamilton, made it to Vegas doing a Rod Stewart tribute band, even met Rod Stewart, and then he dropped dead from a drug overdose. Can I say that? Drop dead? I don't mean he dropped like he literally dropped. I mean he literally did drop and passed because of misuse of recreational substances, shall we say. All right, Lady CC, hair trigger reaction. When I worked at Jenny Craig, and I'm going to send this to Connie and some Jenny Craig people, and if you folks don't respond, even privately, I'll be so disappointed, because I want to let all of you know, when I worked at Jenny Craig, and I was the regional in Vancouver, Canada, 17 years ago, I worked there for years and years and years. And everybody can say whatever they want about me. But you all know you can never say that I wasn't kind. You'll say, oh, she was a pushover. Oh, da-da-da. People are mean. I did nothing but bend over backwards for people because I believed in people. And I'll never stop believing in people. Even GJ, you know? Never thought she liked me. She knew when I was in trouble in 2021 and was messaging me about God, and she was amazing. Anyways, hair trigger to Lady Colin Campbell. When you have a leader that you revere, that you look up to, that is your idol, and what they say is gospel truth, that's not healthy. That is not healthy. I used to feel that way about Bill Maher. And then I have had many young women and men say he's arrogant. Or Lance Armstrong. I love Lance Armstrong. I absolutely adore him. His arrogance, his cheekiness, and he learned the lesson, and now he's trying to do well. He came back from it. Have you had any bad press about Lance Armstrong in the last 12 years since Oprah Winfrey absolutely exploited him? And when he said, Oprah owes me one, he just said things that people wouldn't say out loud. So, I used to have a manager that people used to spend their money together, the managers, put a pool of money together and get her a Tiffany's necklace. You know why? They were afraid of her, and they mistook their fear for love. And if you want to know who said that, in which line of in which movie, go to Ides of March and listen to Philip Seymour, who unfortunately passed with all that talent left in him. So sad. You know? You mistake fear for love. And that's what politicians can be very good at. Because if you have no brain power to think on your own, people that become high influencers on YouTube get canceled. But also, if you take a microscope and go under any person's life, except, look at Sean Atwood, look at Andrew Gold, look at P. Dinah. You know, people can say what they want about Paula. And I've even agreed with this because I've listened to the 50% that love her. And this is what Ron said, not me. But you know what? You have to give credit where credit's due. Same with Lady C. Although the YouTuber had a very valid point, I don't think, in looking back, I was even respectful to somebody who has lived so much longer than myself. I'm not going to, I found 2 video clips where it doesn't matter, I'm not saying anything. We all make mistakes. And sometimes our memories can change. I realize now that she reminded me of somebody that was my boss, that I knew who this woman was, and everybody loved her. Just like the way Betsy went after Lance Armstrong. It's all on 60 Minutes. So Lady CC, I get it. She's highly intelligent. Her books are well written. Memories changed. Things are edited. So I think that it was a fair discussion between those two. I got into it because I felt like it. I didn't care. But when I look back now, I do care. Because now I understand what made me react that way. That's why everybody should have a YouTube channel. And why people do not subscribe and like and comment to each other, I will never, ever understand. Because you think that people on YouTube are making lots of money? Ha! Ha! It's a lot of work. A lot of work. When I got that strike and I couldn't put on any footage for a week, I went from 8,000 viewers who don't disclose themselves, which is fine, they're passerbys, but 1,000 people kept watching it, which makes me realize, based on the analytics, there are 10% of these 661 people, and I don't know all of your names, but anybody who comments I do. Sometimes I can catch a new subscriber. I am not technologically savvy. I just do not like it when channels ask for money, because I'm trying to build a charity so that people don't go through what I went through with my leg, which has nothing to do with Lady CC. I do not bow to her feet. She's a human being, but credit, you have to give credit where credit is due, and she is highly knowledgeable, she's highly intelligent, she's worked her life, but she's had a few legs up. But you can't help where you're born in the world. And like, I think people that are mean just get jealous, and there's no reason to be jealous, because if you think that people who insult me, that I have a charmed life, you're just so wrong. And I'm so transparent on this channel. I think too much so. That's what my relatives tell me. Take that one down. And none of them have subscribed to my channel. Because people don't get YouTube unless you live in the YouTube world. So, on that note, long video, they take at least an hour to upload. So, thank you for watching. Take care of yourselves. I'll do the same, and that's a wrap. Welcoming, respecting all aspects of people. Hashtag WRAP. And I'm Lasha Rajenko. And do the right etiquette thing. And you know what I'm talking about, and I'm not going to say it. Okay, thank you so much. Do what you want.